We'll go to Violet Army. Violet Army 321. Are you there? Are you there?
Hello. Testing.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, there we go. So I'm sure you know the question by now, but Trump or DeSantis. Also, what's your main reasoning for it? Is it electability, certain policy, a certain personal gripe with one or the other? But what's your take?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say real quick, thank you for having me on. I really do appreciate that.
No problem.
And I am in favor of, I support Donald J. Trump for president. And why is that? Because he's going to put America first, all right? He has the receipts, he has the record, and you look at DeSantis' record, it's not too great. He has a very murky voting record in Congress. He supported free trade. I, as someone who's from Pennsylvania, I've seen what that has done, what globalism, what outsourcing the jobs has done to our country, and it's a very horrible thing. And I support Trump for that reason. He's going to put an end to that. He's great on foreign policy, like a lot of the other people were saying, and he's good on the social issues too. Like before Trump appointed those judges to the Supreme Court, the pro-life side had like no bargaining power. So
exactly, he said that verbatim, and I think it was a great thing he said. And it's largely true. What do you have to say? Because you talk about Trump's record. I tout parts of Trump's record. I think he did an overall very good job at times, especially when it came to trade, renegotiating some trade deals. Foreign policy had everything stacked up against him, didn't start new wars, worked to end conflicts, getting us out of wars, even though, we were going to completely get out of Afghanistan. Biden completely dropped the ball on how. But foreign policy, just standing up for our country, negotiating with other nations, that's great. They will highlight on the other side, but Trump failed with the COVID and the riots and all this stuff, which, again, there may be some criticisms that are legitimate here and there, but what do you have to say to those people that say, well, Trump's record's not that good, DeSantis is the strong man who's making Florida this epic red state that's going to rival California in population and be like R+20?
Okay, so to those people, I'd say, that's ludicrous, personally, I think, because, you look at, the simps, as we call them, they like to use COVID as an example, and you look at it, and it's like Trump and DeSantis are basically identical on that issue.
Yes.
They both, made the same mistakes,
Yes.
They both are at least trying to appear on the COVID BS side, and it's like, you just look at it, like, under Trump, we had the lowest unemployment before COVID, we had, like you were saying, with foreign policy, no new wars, ending a lot of those wars, trying to get us out, and the swamp creatures, the neocons, wouldn't let us do that.
They lied about the troop counts. Can't let them get away with that.
And, obviously Trump did make his mistakes, like he did do a lot of pandering, a lot of shilling for certain groups he didn't necessarily need to be shilling for, but I think he's learned. I think he's going to probably win in 2024 because I think he's learned from his mistakes and he's going to do better. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and so many people will say, well, Trump's got too big of an ego to learn from his mistakes. I disagree. He's got a big ego. I think that's arguably one of his strengths when it comes down to certain things. But at the same time, he does learn. He's not going to tell you he's learned. He'll show you he's learned, and then he's not going to go back and exactly grovel and apologize. That's not going to make you look strong either. It makes you look weak. And Trump is always somebody that's been this guy who tries to have this appearance as being somebody who's strong and doesn't want to grovel to the people that hate him for whatever reason. That doesn't mean he's not going to learn from his mistakes, because I think when it comes down to that, the whole messaging thing, he has learned. I haven't heard radical socialists nearly as much. I haven't heard the Platinum Plan, we need another First Step Act, all these other things that do not help Republicans with anybody. That's a good sign. And it kind of leads me to believe that, yes, a second Trump term will be far more productive and based, so to speak, than the first one was. The first one was good overall. There were, like I said, bumps in the road, but it's true. And thank you for calling on. I appreciate it. But we will go to our last caller right now. So thank you.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.